Bashar, my question is about variations of gender expression and the new species of humans that you speak of coming through. Currently on the planet, there's a lot of anger and violence projected towards people who are not cisgendered. And I was wondering if you could speak to us about transgenderism and variations of gender expression and how we can better understand each other's differences. Within this, I'm also curious about this new species of human that you speak of coming through, and if in that evolution we are moving beyond the old understandings of sex and gender, and if we are collectively moving towards a more androgynous expression. Thank you so much.
To some degree you are. You will not lose the idea of the genders, but you will be more allowing of the understanding that spirit is everything and nothing, and can be anything in physical terms. So the idea of transgender people is a way of showing humanity that it can actually choose what to be in a far wider range of expressions than it may have previously thought, that it is more fluid than it thinks, that it is more capable of expressing itself in a multitude of ways than previously thought. So therefore, you have to look at the idea that it is an expression of spirit, that spirit can be anything and everything, and it can serve humanity to be far more flexible in its understanding of what it can be.
I just wanted you to shed some light on the idea of homosexuality.
Yes.
What is the, why would
Your spirit is neither male or female. It can manifest in either. Sometimes you want to have experiences in one gender, sometimes in another. Sometimes you may be used to one gender more than another, so you may choose a physical gender you may not necessarily be used to, and so it may take some getting used to. So you still have feelings of the other gender. Sometimes you choose it deliberately because you want to help other people relax their prejudices. It could be any number of ideas in between, but your spirit is all things.
Okay, and also...
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And also I wanted to ask, how do people in your society reproduce?
At this time, though we used to reproduce much as you do, at this time it is generally an energy act. Individuals create literally an energy bubble between them in which a new life form is created. It grows very rapidly, and thus then we have a new incorporation within our society, if such is desired. But it is no longer in that sense a physiological act, but that's just where we are in our evolutionary stage. But
Okay.
we used to do it similarly to you.
Okay, thank you.
Remember, we are a hybrid species based on your genetic material. So we're not that dissimilar, except that we are now in our evolutionary state much farther along and closer to the idea of non-physicality. So many things we used to do, we no longer do. We no longer eat, we no longer sleep, we no longer drink.
Will human civilization reach that point on Earth?
Yes, eventually, in about 1,000 of your years.